Oh. Well, the TV's not on. Hello. Greetings. Hello. We're back. John and Joe Sports Show, 99.5 WSR, Scranton. The TV will be on shortly, and we could actually see what's happened. Anyway.
It's fine. No, we're good.
Yeah. There we are.
Sports!
Sports!
Hey!
Nice. Wonderful.
Let me fix my hair. Hang on. Wait. All right.
Put your shirt on.
All right. I'm sorry.
All right. So, for those of you just joining us, maybe 1-2 people, max, we talked about college, and we're done with that. So, we're moving on.
You missed it.
Don't you feel terrible? No. You didn't miss anything at all.
The BCS is terrible. That's
Yes.
what we talked about.
If you win by less than 20, you lose your rank.
That's right.
So don't.
Don't.
Keep winning.
Keep winning.
All right. Well, time to talk about. Somebody mentioned to me before that the World Series was this week.
What about it?
It happened. The World Series was this week. It actually started last Wednesday, I think. Who played? I don't know. I don't remember.
What?
The New York Giants and the Texas Cowboys.
What happened to the Yankees?
Oh, they lost. And they lost.
The Phillies?
Phillies and the Yankees lost.
Oh.
Both of them lost.
And they still played a World
They
Series
lost miserably, and somehow the two teams left still went on and played.
The New York Giants, right, and the Texas Cowboys.
Texas, yeah.
Right? Okay.
Actually, it was the San Francisco Giants and the Texas Rangers. We'll give due. I can't talk to you right now. I'm on the radio. We'll give due to the actual fans of the Giants and Rangers.
Yeah.
There might be a couple. I actually know a Texas Ranger fan.
Do you really?
I doubt he's listening, but I know him.
Well, yeah. Absolutely.
If you're listening, Matt, good try.
Almost.
He's
not really, actually.
He's not watching us because he doesn't go
killed.
here, so.
Yeah.
But anyway,
It was actually, I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but there was actually a Giants fan at Chick's. I went to Chick's this week, and there was a guy wearing a Giants hat.
He probably bought it before he went to Chick's.
Probably, yeah. But, I mean, there you go. There was somebody.
There's some. Not many,
Yeah.
but some.
Not around here.
No.
There's plenty out there on the other side of the nation.
Yeah. But the Giants destroyed the Rangers this series. They won
lit them up.
4 games to 1.
There was never a doubt.
No.
Nothing.
I mean, Cliff Lee, 0-2 in the World Series, which is funny because, you know, for you listeners out there, Cliff Lee may be coming to New York because he's a free agent, and, you know, the Yankees just sign everyone.
I like to do that.
So it was funny, like, people are like, oh, Cliff Lee. I was like, I don't want Cliff Lee. He can't win the World Series.
Unless he's playing the Yankees. So why put him on the Yankees? Yes,
Exactly.
So just be dumb. Come on.
Joe?
But yeah, I'm shocked. Are you shocked? I don't know. I thought
I shocked the Giants
I
won?
thought this would be a better series.
I thought it would be a better series. Yeah. I'm shocked at how dominant the Giants were as a whole.
Yeah.
It wasn't just their pitching. They dominated hitting. They made Rangers pitchers look laughable.
Yeah.
They made the Yankees look laughable for losing to these pitchers.
That's true. Yeah.
Which was great. I mean, there's nothing really I would want more in life than that. But, I mean, Cliff Lee got lit up. Well, not really lit up, but we'll take you through the games once my computer cooperates, which is not. Service at the University of Scranton is subpar at best. So it's more like this, half down thumb, which none of you listeners can see. I can tell you about the last game, though, because I watched that for once. It was funny. Wednesday, Joe and I were covering Midnight Madness at the University of Scranton. For those of you watching, I have on the shirt, actually. A little plug. It was an okay event. We're standing there taking pictures, and we're like, isn't the World Series on?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And the Rangers were losing by like 7.
Yeah, because Cliff Lee gave like 8 runs in the first game, right, or something like that.
First game, he got destroyed.
He got hammered. And it's not that Lincecum did that well
No,
either.
Lincecum didn't do well at all, but they took Cliff Lee out in the 5th, and then I think it was Ron Uribe hit a 3-run home run, and all the runs went to Lee, so he had 6 earned, gave up 7, I believe. What happened?
I don't even know.
I mean, Lincecum didn't do well, but he battled. He stayed in. He gave them enough innings to where they could get to the bullpen, and the Giants take the first game at home. The momentum is unbelievable because Cliff Lee gets his first loss in the postseason. He's a man.
Yeah, he did. Lincecum did what he needed to do to get the win in his first World Series. So it's like,
I'm just gonna use my phone.
Yeah, there you go. That's a good idea.
Forget.
Like,
no, never mind.
hey, just it heard you.
What?
All right, fine.
So I wasn't impressed. I mean, you really can't put the entire blame on Lee. That's the bad thing about being a pitcher. Like, you have runners on base, somebody takes you out, and then they give up a grand slam or something. Well, those runs go to you because you put the runners on base. It's like, oh, that's not really fair.
Yeah.
I mean, but still, it was not Cliff Lee-esque. Something we're not used to seeing Cliff Lee getting beaten, and beaten badly, at least on paper.
Yep. Destroyed in the postseason, which has never happened before. So
it was like 8 games.
Yes. So that was shocking. I was pretty surprised. Any other words I could use? Shocked, surprised,
baffled.
Yep. Against this Giants team that I didn't think had that in them. Really didn't think their hitters had that capability. But they really came out. And I don't know if the home field helped at all this year. Turning over to the NL for the first time in however long.
It's been a while.
Yeah, so I mean that's big for them. So I'm sure the home crowd helped them in their first World Series appearance since they played the Angels. Back
11-7 was the final score. I mean, you had guys like Sanchez for the Giants going 4 for 5 with 3 RBIs. Aubrey Hupp 3 for 4 with an RBI. Uribe had the home run. I mean, Giants hitters just went crazy.
Yep.
Scored 6 runs in the 5th, 2 in the 3rd, 3 in the 8th. It was just, they really put it away with the 3 runs in the 8th because it was within reach. 8-7. It was like, oh geez.
Yeah.
Not 8-7, 8-5, but still in reach, and it didn't end up working for the Rangers. So they fall, and they're like, all right, well that's fine. Tim Lincecum, 2 straight Cy Youngs. We'll get over it. Next night, they lose 9-0. This time to Matt Cain, 9-0. Cain goes 7 2/3, no runs, 2 Ks. Edgar Renteria, your friend and accomplice, has a home run, 2 for 4. Rowan, 1 for 1, 2 RBIs. 7 runs in the 8th for the Giants. Just destroying Texas's, up until now, pretty decent bullpen.
Yeah.
Destroyed.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll take it. I mean, Wilson pitched, C.J. Wilson. He didn't do terrible. Gives up a run in the 5th, gives up a run in the 7th. All right. And then the bullpen gives up the rest of the game.
Yeah.
I know that feeling. How's it feel, Rangers? Shoe on the other foot, huh? Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah. I'm not bitter.
No, it doesn't seem like it.
No, I'm really not. Whatever. It happens. Every fan expects their team to win the World Series every year, but is that really true? Like, is that true? Is that sensical? Whatever the word is that I'm trying to find.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I mean, this has only happened once in my lifetime. The Yankees won the World Series 3 straight years.
Yeah.
It happened. They dominated those 3 sweeping teams. It wasn't even close. So then you just expect and then they don't win for 10. You're like, all right, here we go. We're back to normal. Then they win again last year, and you think, it's possible for them to. It's so hard to win the World Series.
Yeah.
People don't realize how hard it is. First off, 162 games in a baseball season. which you think, well, we got time, we got leeway. You know, you can make mistakes as long as you get 80 to 90 wins. You usually get to the playoffs. If you're in the AL East, that's never the case. If you're in the NL West, go for it. If you're in the NL, you can get 90 wins and get into the playoffs.
Well, yeah.
Wild card, anything. Mm-hmm. But AL, a lot more harder to get into the playoffs. And then when you do, you've got 3 series against teams that could easily get hot and beat you. And you're just sitting home like, we're the better team. Why are we not out there? Such is life.
Yeah, the AL really showed its power in the World Series. Its supremacy over the NL, I thought.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did. It was clear why the AL is the best division overall.
Yeah.
The Giants just got really, really hot to start the World Series. That's what you really have to do. It's like they just got really hot. They peaked right at the first game, and the Texas Rangers went into a slump. They peaked in the Yankees series, and then they just fell off the world. That happens in baseball. Unfortunately for the Rangers, it happened during the World Series. Except in Game 3, where they come back and win 4-2. You're like, okay, here we go. Rangers, this is about right. They score 3 in the second off Sanchez, who was probably the worst of the Giant pitchers, clearly.
I would say, yeah.
Chris Lewis, again, with the win. He pitched well in the postseason. 7 2/3. And, so the Rangers even the series up, or they don't even up. It's 2-1. So you think, all right, here we go. Here's the Rangers we know. No.
You know, they're at home now. They'll win some games.
Yep, the Rangers have those stupid towels and the flags and whatever else people wave. So you think, okay. No. So Game 4, you expect the Rangers to come out and win. And we're never going to... Okay, there we go. There it is.
now we can stop filling the time.
Bumgarner's pitching for the Giants. Bumgarner.
Well, that's why they won.
He could have been a Rookie of the Year and played himself with a last name like Bumgarner. It's close to Rosengartner. Point is, he goes 8 innings, doesn't give up a run. He's 21 years of age, the same age as myself. And 4-0. Giants win. Giants win.
Now it's 3-1.
It's 3-1.
I mean, this is the game the Rangers needed to have.
Aubrey Huff, Buster Posey, 2 home runs. Again, putting the game away in the 7th and 8th. Home run in the 7th, home run in the 8th. Just like the Rangers did the Yankees. Scored late, put the game away, which is what you have to do. You can't let teams hang around in the World Series. Put the nail in the coffin, 4-0. What's his name? Wilson, I'm sure, came in for the save.
Mm-hmm.
And they win. So it's 3-1. The Rangers. What's happened?
Collapsing. But don't worry, Cliff Lee's on the mound.
Again, yes, game. Cliff Lee's on the mound. There's no problems. So they beat him the first game. Big deal. It's Cliff Lee. He's at home now. The weather is warmer, even though San Francisco is probably warmer than Texas. I would think. I've never been to either place, but we would think so. So you have the pitching matchup again, Lincecum versus Lee. Who would win? Who would get the best of each other? The small, scrawny kid that shouldn't even be in the league, or the...
Who smokes marijuana.
Yes. Or the southpaw who no one knew about 3 years ago, and all of a sudden became good after he put dirt on his cap. And runs off the field after every inning, like he's still in Little League, which I like. I wouldn't run. I might jog. He sprints off. Who won, Joe?
Well, Lee did. Didn't the Rangers win? They were at home.
Yeah.
They must have won.
Then the series went 7 games.
Well, yeah, exactly. Went to get
You would think.
So but
no.
I guess I'm wrong.
You're incorrect because.
Oh no.
Giants win the World Series. San Francisco Giants win the World Series. They score 3 runs in the 7th on a 3-run home run by Edgar Renteria, who had the World Series clinching hit in 1997 with the Florida Marlins. We all remember that. Or was it 03? I think it was 97.
It was 97.
Back in the day.
Yep.
When he was, like, decent. It was like, oh, Edgar Renteria.
The Marlins had everybody in 1997.
Yeah, they
All
did.
these
They
great
really
players, did. They had everybody.
Then they got rid of all of them.
Yes.
Same thing in 2003. They had every
Right.
great player in the league. They got rid of them all. It was kind of like they won in the fantasy draft that year. Like, they got the first pick. They got a great team in the next year's draft. Not so much.
Just gave them all away.
Yeah. But
It's just terrible. But
Edgar Renteria was also the last out in 04.
yes, he's a famous guy.
He likes being the last out when it matters.
Right, or yeah.
So, Lincecum goes 8 innings, only gives up a run, 10 Ks, utterly dominant. Lee is okay until the 7th. He gets, first 2 guys get on with 2 hits. Edgar Renteria comes up, first and second, 2 outs. Aaron Rowan is on deck. It's a 2-0 count. So then Tim McCarver, in his wise words of wisdom, of course says, well, they're obviously going to walk Edgar Renteria here to face Rowan because Edgar Renteria is a great 2-ball hitter. Cliff Lee hears this and says, I hate you, Tim McCarver. He throws a fastball right down the middle. Well, he didn't actually hear him, but 2-0 fastball right down Broadway. Edgar Renteria puts charge and hits 3-run home run. That's it. Game over.
Game. World Series over. Giants win.
The Giants win. The pennant. Nelson Cruz hits a home run the next inning after Lincecum. It's like, oh no. But it didn't matter because that was it for the Giants. They won the World Series. First time they won the World Series since like 50-something or other.
Yeah, been a while.
It's been a while.
Been a while.
And good for them.
Yeah.
Really is what it comes down to. I mean, finally the pitching staff that the Giants have had that you've like seen in your rearview mirror for all these years, like, oh geez, Lincecum, Kane, 2 Cy Youngs, but they just haven't had any hitters in like 15 years. So it didn't really matter because they never made the playoffs. You're just like, psst. Now they make the playoffs, they sneak by a couple teams, and the pitching was dominant, to say the least.
Yeah. They not only made the playoffs, they fought back to get into that division to get into the playoffs. So they come back, and then they get there, and then they beat teams that said they weren't as good as, and really it shocked me because I counted them out against these teams that are better than them on paper, but they really fought hard and they won, and good for them. I'm a Lincecum fan.
Yeah, I'm happy for that. I like Lincecum too. I think he's fantastic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But sometimes I think it's better to be that underdog team, that team that no one expects to win.
That's true.
You fight to get in the playoffs. You're just fighting from behind, and a lot of times those are the teams that end up making it. We've seen that in this past decade, besides from teams like the Phillies and the Yankees and the Red Sox the second time. Every team that's won has been this random team that fought in the playoffs to get where they were and ended up stealing World Series from contenders, teams that should have won. And you're just like, whoa.
It really is whoever gets hot at the end. That's usually what happens. It's not even if you had the best season. It's really who's hot at that particular time.
I mean, you even look at last year's World Series. The Yankees got hot and the Phillies went cold. Mm-hmm. Or when the Yankees lost to the Red Sox. It happened midway through the series.
Right.
The team got hot and the other team got cold, like on the same day, which you don't usually see. And it's basically, I wouldn't say luck of the draw, but sometimes it is.
Yeah.
On if you get hot or not. You can't will a team to get hot, will a team to get good. Everybody just has to come together, and it's just, wow.
I know that back in 2006, the Cardinals stumbled into the playoffs. They won like 88 games to get in. They had a big lead, and then they almost lost it in the last week. They lost like 7 of their last 9 or something. I don't know, it was something like that. But so they stumble in, and then all of a sudden, I mean, this team that's been in the playoffs, I mean, it just showed their experience, and they just played like a team that had been there, and it was just like they just got hot and they started clicking. It really doesn't matter. The regular season doesn't really matter that much It's really who gets hot.
September is really all that matters.
Right.
Because you look at the teams that made it this year, like the Twins, for example, red hot in September, completely separated themselves from the pack in the Central, get in. The Yankees, on the other hand, had the lead, all through the playoff or all through the regular season by 6 games, 4 games. Coming into September, they just started losing terribly.
Yeah.
These 9-game losing streaks.
Yeah.
The Rays end up taking the division. They sneak into the playoffs. They destroy the Twins because the Twins aren't that good. They're used to beating the Twins. Okay. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, they're not playing well right now. Mm-hmm. Texas Rangers were. They win.
Yeah.
Same thing for the Giants. They fight back. They get real hot in September. They have something to play for. They're going nuts. They get in. They end up beating a Phillies team that got real hot at the end of the year, won 19 straight games, but didn't matter, really.
Right.
They didn't get as hot in the playoffs.
You have to be clicking in the playoffs. You have to play well enough to get to the playoffs first.
Then switch gears into getting better in the playoffs. Mm-hmm. So we'll go to a break. We'll spend about 4 minutes after the break talking about what's to come next year, about free agents and who's going where and what's happening and oh my, which is basically me going to just be telling everyone about what the Yankees are going to do and you talking about the Cardinals, and then that's basically all we know. So that's why we're only going to spend 4 minutes doing that. We don't want to bore you to death. If you want to give us a text message for any requested questions, comments, concerns, complaints, quandaries, any other words of that nature, you could text us at 570-212-9877. It's on your screen for those of you watching, and I just told it to the people listening. It's 570-212-WUSR. Feel free to text us anything on your mind, and we'll address it on the show because we're allowed to do that. That's why we're here.
Right.
You're listening to 99.5 WSR Scranton and watching us live on the Royal Television Network. We're the John and Joe Sports Show, and we'll be right back after this.
Energy when it's plugged into the wall, right?
Yeah, but that's not my charger. I don't even have a cell phone.
Millions of kids are using their energy wisely. What's your excuse?
You believe this guy?
Are you trying to start a wildfire?
Sorry. Pass the honey?
9 out of 10 wildfires are caused by humans.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Hey guys, this is my teenage friend Rachel. She's cool.
Hey. Hey, could you watch the road?
Hey, could you watch the road?
Okay. All right, well, if we die in a car crash, I want to donate my eyes to my neighbor Gary. He has a boat, and he sails all around the world. I would love to see that. I don't know if he actually needs eyes, but who would turn on a free pair of eyes, right? Who's that rich?
This is my friend Rob from Michigan.
What's up?
He's a teenager.
Yeah.
He's pretty cool.
Woo! Hey, you want to slow down there?
No.
Really? Oh, okay.
What are you doing?
We're shooting a viral video. Hold on, I want to see this. Hey, this is his last 5 minutes on Earth. A little something to Mom? Say something to Mom. How about, goodbye, Mom, sorry.
And we're back on 99.5 WSR Scranton and the Royal Television Network. It's the John and Joe Sports Show. We talk sports, and we like it.
Yeah.
And we're on live, which is nice. Except we're ahead of ourselves, so
That's
we're not
true.
going to have that on so we don't confuse ourselves. So, like we were saying before, if you want to give us a text, it's 570-212-9877, and you could inquire on anything you wish, and we'll get it on the air. So we just told you about the World Series. Shockingly enough, it happened, and the Giants are World Series champions. Bruce Bochy, good for you.
Yeah.
All right.
Sorry. We're having lavalier trouble with my lavalier mic.
Is that what they told you?
It's good now. Yeah.
Oh.
I think the tape just fell off. They were taping it too.
Oh. Well, we can't really know because no one's out here.
I think we'll be okay. I think it's okay.
Yeah, we're fine. I'm sure she would have came out and yelled.
I'm sure.
I'm sure she'd be in the window right now with a sign. It's not fun.
Exactly.
Anyway.
So don't worry about it.
So the baseball season's over. Pitchers and catchers. How many more months? 3.
1. They start in December.
Wow. Christmas.
That's not true.
No.
It's a lie. I'm sorry.
It's 3 months. That's fine, though.
It seems like baseball goes on forever for me.
It does.
I don't know.
Every season, though, is like that. You think, like, oh, it's over. Then they're back in, like, 2 months, preseason. Like the NBA. The NBA. It's over, and you're like, okay, and then it's back. What? Why? Huh?
That's true. I don't think the NFL's like that. That's the only thing. I think there's a long hiatus
I don't
for
think
football. So. Well, it starts.
Stop talking.
Preseason starts in August, and the season ends in January.
Yeah. So there's not as much.
I think there's quite a hiatus
What do they
for
start?
football.
April or June?
Well, who?
June, April.
For what?
Football.
Oh,
when
like
they come
off
back.
season.
Yeah. Well, then people already start talking about it in February.
Well, okay. Yeah.
Anyway, so now several things beg the question. A lot of free agents on the board next season. Cliff Lee, Carl Crawford, Derek Jeter, Andy Pettit, Mariano Rivera, other people, I'm assuming. But
I'm sure.
The problems are going to arise for the Yankees because they have lost. They didn't make it to the World Series, and once that happens, something goes off in the Steinbrenner gene that makes them go nuts. I can't wait until the Yankees are owned by someone whose name doesn't end in Brenner. One day, it'll happen. But there's a question of who is... Like, or are they going to re-sign Jeter? Are they going to re-sign Pettit? Are they going to re-sign Rivera? And for how much money? Are they going to move Jeter to another position? Are they going to put him at DH? What are they going to do? He's old. Oh, God, he's 36 years old. He had the worst year of his career last year, even though he had the best year of his career the year before. Are they going to get Cliff Lee? Is he going to want to come to the Yankees? Who are they going to give up to get Cliff Lee? Are they going to get Carl Crawford for the outfield? Where is everybody else going to go? Oh, God. Oh, God. This is gin. It's actually just water. But you get what we're talking about. It's going to be like an unbelievable offseason. I don't know what's going to happen. Things are just going to... We're just going to be sitting there like this during the show. Wait for it.
The Yankees are going to sign everybody. There. That's it.
Here's what I think they need to do as a Yankees fan.
Sign everybody.
No. They need pitching besides CC Sabathia.
Cliff Lee.
Yeah, but who are they? They have to give somebody up for Cliff Lee.
No, they don't.
No, they could just sign him.
They just sign him.
Answers your question. They got to get rid of A.J. Burnett, for one, because he's just sitting there wasting away their money and not producing. Javi Vasquez,
he has to go.
They didn't re-sign Berkman or Austin Kearns. They didn't pick up the options on them.
As they shouldn't.
Have a good one. No need for them to be on the team. No need for them to be signed in the first place. Why?
No.
They just wanted to make a move.
No.
Like, no. As for moving people in the positions, no.
No.
You don't move Jeter from short.
No.
You don't move A-Rod from third. Where are you going to put Jeter? Second base? Oh, wait, an MVP candidate's there. How about first? Hall of Famer Mark Teixeira. He'll go to Hall of Fame.
You don't need
Probably.
anybody. You've got Teixeira, Cano, Jeter, and A-Rod in the
It's
in
probably the best infield in baseball collectively.
Yeah.
And if I could see if Mark Teixeira is not your first baseman to maybe move Jeter, but Mark Teixeira makes all of them look like all-stars just because he's a great first baseman. You don't need to move anyone with Mark Teixeira at first base. He'll catch whatever you throw at him.
Right.
Unlike Jason Giambi
Right.
did.
Right.
So there's no need.
Mm-hmm.
The outfield, a little shaky.
A little shaky in the outfield. I agree.
It's kind of... They have like 2 right fielders playing as starters. Like Granderson and Gardner, people you put in right field. Like, they're fast, but we don't really want to start them. Posada needs to be moved to DH, and they need to get Jesus Montero behind the plate. Someone besides him. His throw-out ratio, I think, was 13% or something. He threw out like 12 out of like 82 people last season.
That's not good.
That's fantastic. 12? That's a good number. 12 disciples?
Oh, yeah. It's holistic.
Wow. Is that going to be another one of our words?
Yeah, holistic. It's holy.
Jason Worth is also a free agent. There's another guy. So I don't know what's going to happen. I'm weary. All I need to happen, though, re-sign Jeter, Pettit, Rivera. Pettit's got... I would just go year by year with him. Give him a year deal for $6 million. Sign Jeter for like 5 more years. After that, he'll be done. Rivera could pitch for 3 more. That's it. You're done. Posada, they should do what the Yankees did with Posada when he first came up. Was they had Girardi take the year, mentor him, show him the ropes in '96. So when Girardi retired, they put Posada in and he knew what he was doing.
Right.
Girardi, that should hit him because he's signed for 3 more years. Hopefully he'll get the hint. Like, oh, maybe I should do that. I think that'd be a good idea for this year.
Sure.
But then that takes up another roster spot. Kerry Wood, I don't think they picked up his option, but I think they're just going to offer him more money and a longer deal, in my opinion. So we'll see what happens. Basically, though, they need pitching. They need to fix the outfield. They need to get a new catcher that could throw people out because that's what catchers do. Anybody could throw it back to the pitcher.
Right. Right.
So other than that, we'll see what happens. I don't know. We'll mention more once everything happens in April. How about the Cardinals? Anything? No.
The Cardinals never sign anybody. That's it. They're not going to do anything. They never do.
The Yankees need a pitching coach, too. My opinion, they should get Leo Mazzoni from the Braves. Does this ring a bell?
No.
This is what he does in the dugout.
Oh, okay.
He sways back and forth for
Gotcha.
the people loyally listening on the radio. I'm swaying back and forth. I should just do this the remainder of the show. Seriously, he spends all game doing this. It's unbelievable. I don't know how he does it. I don't know why he does it. Try it.
No.
Yes. This is great. On the back. All game.
It's great. It is great.
All game long. Every game. And he's like 70, so you've got to figure he's got scoliosis. Maybe that's why he does it.
I don't
know. He's a good pitching coach. That's what they need as well. That's enough of that. Baseball's over with. We're done. I'm just not going to think about it for the next couple of months, and we'll see what happens.
Sounds good.
I'm
Could
sure
you stop
SportsCenter
doing
will
that,
fill
please?
us- Why?
It's annoying.
So you wouldn't want to sit next to
it's making me nervous.
Leo Mazzoni on the bench?
No. Oh, thank God.
Football.
Yeah, that's good. I like football.
Really?
Let's do
What's
it.
your favorite team?
The Packers.
Well, we got a story for you,
It's a good story.
listeners, and Nicolina in the back, watching us and listening. All right, anyway, so football. Last week wasn't too bad in football. collect overall.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been a lot worse.
Right.
Picking-wise. Somebody wrote down our picks last week, so thankfully they're here right in front of us. First game, Dolphins-Bengals. Dolphins win 22-14. The Bengals suck.
Exactly. This is what we expect.
Yes.
But
they shouldn't, because again, just like every year, you look at the Bengals depth chart and you go, wow, victories. But they don't ever win any games, even with 2 Hall of Fame wide receivers at either side of the field.
Doesn't work. Doesn't happen.
Carson Palmer might be the reason. Maybe he just really is terrible.
I don't know.
Because he is.
He could be so good.
156, 2 touchdowns for him. Chad Henne, on the other hand, 217, no touchdowns. How did the Dolphins score?
Running? Did they run it? Did they pick it off for a touchdown?
Field goals by Carpenter. Since the score is 3-9-3, that must mean that he had 5 field goals.
Okay. Yeah.
And they had 1 touchdown.
That's right.
So
that's right.
Clearly, that's what did it.
Yeah.
And the Bengals couldn't do anything about it. T.O. had 2 touchdowns, 5 receptions, 65 yards. He dropped one in the end zone in the fourth quarter with like 2 minutes left, though. Literally went right through his hands. Wow.
What is going?
That was the quickest I've ever seen words go by.
Oh.
She's speaking to us.
It's a message. This is fun. Oh, no. Oh.
Our picks.
Our picks
are on the screen.
Oh, I didn't pick. No, I didn't pick the wrong team.
You did. It says.
No, I didn't.
She's not lying.
No, I didn't. I didn't pick the losing team.
Dolphins are on fire. The Bengals. Jaguars beat the Cowboys 35-17.
Apparently, I picked the Cowboys.
Apparently, I picked the Jaguars. Because I'm right for this one. Garrard, 4 touchdowns. How did John Kitna do, Joe? Not so well.
Why did I pick the Cowboys?
I don't know. What were you?
I definitely did, though. I don't know why. I don't know. John Kitna? Really?
Yeah,
I guess I thought at home.
He did terrible.
I don't know. Yeah.
The
Cowboys
Austin,
are just
117 yards. The Cowboys are just.
The Cowboys are hapless.
Hapless.
They're hapless. That's it.
Get it up.
Hapless. She's doing something else. She's giving us our picks.
Yeah, you didn't have to run and do it.
Yeah,
it's fine. But yes, the Cowboys are a hapless team. They're 1-6. They're off to the worst start since 1989.
They're done.
Which is a great year because that's when I was born.
They're
done. Losing to the Jaguars, giving up 35 points. And Wade Phillips just doesn't care. He's like, whatever.
Yeah, but we're still going to make the playoffs. Don't worry. The Cowboys are terrible. It's
fun to watch, actually.
It is fun to watch. I mean, as soon as Romo went down, like any chance of
he might be out for the rest of the season. They're not sure. He shouldn't be, but even if he comes back, what are you going to get him in week 16?
Right. Yeah.
Maybe you'll be at 500 by then, Cowboys.
Just not good.
Pathetic. Maurice Jones-Drew finally runs for over 70 yards, gets 135. No touchdowns, though. Sims Walker, 8 receptions, 153 yards, and a touchdown. I traded him away last week. Thank you. Then we had the Lions playing the Redskins. The Lions win 37-25.
Lions.
According to the computer, we picked the Redskins.
We picked the Redskins.
But we're never wrong on the John and Joe Sports Show, so that must be a typo by our typist.
Clearly.
Stafford throws for 4 touchdowns. McNabb does nothing. The running game does nothing for the Redskins. They rush for 45 yards. They just played awful, and the controversy comes at the end of the game. Mike Shanahan benches Donovan McNabb for the 2 minutes at the end because he feels like McNabb can't run a 2-minute drill better than who, Joe?
Rex Grossman.
Now, wait. Now, he He was on the Bears in the Super Bowl.
He was on the Super Bowl runner-up Chicago Bears.
Rex Grossman, and then I thought he passed away for 4 years. I didn't. In all honesty, I had no idea he was still in the league until he was put in front of Donovan McNabb. What are you doing? Apparently, though, after the coaching staff tried to cover their tracks, he has a strained hamstring, Donovan McNabb. So he couldn't do the final 2 minutes, but he could do the first 58. Strained hamstrings really start acting up at the end of the fourth quarter. You really feel it. You're like, oh, I can't. I'm done.
I can't even talk about this without putting my hands on my head. It doesn't make sense.
Is that why?
Yeah, that's what. Like, I can't believe that you take McNabb out for the 2-minute offense because he can't. How could he not run the 2-minute offense? That doesn't make sense. You put in Rex Grossman? You think Rex Grossman has the best chance of winning you the game? Rex Grossman?
Yeah.
You know why the Bears got to the Super Bowl that year? Their defense.
Oh, and Devin Hester had like 19 punt returns for a touchdown.
Had one of the greatest seasons for a kickoff returner ever. So, oh, God, I can't.
I was
can't
shocked.
believe it.
It was sad to call Mike Shanahan a former coach of Denver, someone I enjoyed as the coach. What are you doing, Mike? I mean, granted, the Redskins clearly want to get rid of Donovan McNabb.
Yeah.
Now it comes full circle. Before he got hurt, they had like 20 of the unsigned quarterbacks come to their camp like a couple weeks ago and like train and stuff. So they're looking at other people. But they just didn't say anything about it until now, where they just take him out of the game because he can't run the two. Yes, he's never run the two.
Yeah.
Do you know who has like the most game-winning touchdown drives? He's like tied for third ever. Donovan McNabb.
I'm baffled. Oh, I might as well tell you what happened.
Oh.
Rex Grossman gets sacked and fumbles.
Really? First?
Sacked and fumbles.
It wasn't on the first play that he was in, was it?
It might have been.
It was.
Oh.
First play, he gets sacked and fumbles the ball. And who recovers it but the Lions?
Ndamukong Suh, or something like that.
He's a beast.
He's a beast, and he ran into the end zone, and someone tried to strip him.
And he turned around and was looking at them as he was walking into the end zone like, really?
Taunts him, yes. He's going in the end zone.
I think he has like 3 touchdowns this year. He's
good.
Unbelievable. He had an interception for one. He runs pretty fast for having tree trunk thighs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, pathetic.
It's a Lions win.
For the Redskins.
Yeah, just pathetic.
I mean, they started off promising.
Exactly.
You really didn't know what to expect with the lineup, but now we see the true colors of the Redskins and Mike Shanahan, apparently, who would rather put his own pride over winning a football game and put Rex Grossman into a football game.
That's pathetic. So, team's in disarray.
Yep. Chiefs beat the Bills 13-10. The Bills are 0-7. Chiefs win in overtime, though.
Barely, yeah.
Barely on a game-winning field goal as time expired because they missed one midway through overtime.
Yeah. On
one of those timeout calls before the kick, which people think is, is that good or bad for the NFL? I think it's a waste of time calling timeout. It's nothing better than calling a timeout and then making the kick after and be like.
Right, yeah. I agree. It is a waste of time.
But, Chiefs, they played okay. Actually, they played horrible. I'm lying.
Yeah,
Charles had 177 yards. Keep in mind, they played an extra quarter. They snuck by the Bills. The Bills' defense played very well this game, but they just couldn't get the final.
They are due. They'll get one. They almost beat the Ravens last week, and now they almost beat the Chiefs this week. There's going to be one game on the schedule. They'll win. They'll win. You wait and see.
Rams beat the Panthers 20-10. Defense forces 4 turnovers for the Panthers, who are also hapless.
Yes, I agree. Let's see.
Bradford 25-32, 191 yards, 2 touchdowns.
We picked the Rams.
Rams. Next game, not so funny.
Oh, whatever. It's funny.
Or is it?
It's funny for me.
But yeah, so the Rams are 500. They're 4-1 at home. They're playing well. I mean, they're not playing fantastic, but they're not playing
better than
bad.
they did last year.
They're playing better than half the league.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
So we'll see what happens. I mean, they could easily make a run for something.
Game is still boring, though.
Yeah.
Itself.
So we have the next game, which was Packers-Jets. The Packers win 9-0 over the Jets.
That was the score of Game 2 for the Giants.
Yes, it was.
Rangers.
You know who likes the Jets? The teleprompt girl. Hi. You go. You go ahead.
Well,
9 points.
I couldn't believe it.
And the Jets don't score any.
Yeah. I couldn't, I kept getting updates. Yeah, you read that.
Teleprompt girl is hotter than...
Is better.
Ah.
Wait,
bitter
bitter
toward football after Sunday's game. Okay. Jets never perform well after a bye week.
Gotcha.
Okay.
See, that's good to know. I didn't know that.
That is good to know.
I didn't know that.
We'll know that next year when it comes around. We won't pick them. We'll make note of this for next year.
Yeah. So Jets don't play well after the bye? Well, they didn't play well after the bye. They didn't score a point.
No, they didn't play well.
The Packers' defense,
turnovers,
the Packers'
fumbles.
defense isn't good.
Not
they're
really.
okay.
They're all right.
They have their moments, but they're not good. They're not that good.
They're not no points good.
Exactly.
Clearly they were.
So I just keep getting updates on the game. My dad, there was a long wait for the first update, and then like 3-0 Packers. I'm like yes, and there's a Jets fan at Gary's. I'm like, that's it, it's done. The Packers don't have to score anymore. The Packers defense is going to shut them down, and it was a joke. I was kidding, but that's what happened. They didn't need it anymore.
Are a psychic.
I couldn't believe it. And then I'm waiting for an update. My dad's like, could you give me some Cool Whip? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, oh, by the way, it's 3-0 at halftime. I'm like, 3-0 at halftime?
Could you get me some Cool Whip?
Yeah, we had a big pumpkin pie at home. So
Thanks for the slice, Mr. Brees.
It was awesome.
Thanks for the text, too.
It was awesome, though. It's a good pie.
Pumpkin pie
sorry
is
you didn't
fantastic.
get any.
That's fine.
Yeah, but so I'm just waiting. And he's like, end of the third, 3-0. I'm like, oh God, what is going on?
Yeah, it was ugly.
Yeah,
to say the least.
Yeah, and then I'm just like, okay, the Packers are gonna blow it. Something's gonna happen. The Packers are gonna blow it.
Yeah, Jets will score, and then they'll come down the field, their miraculous drive, and throw a pick.
And then I feel my phone, the vibration. And I'm like, oh, here we go, the Jets won. And 6-0 Packers. I'm like, oh, good. But the Jets could still come back and score that final touchdown. And then vibration again. 9-0 final. Packers win in a fashion that they never do. It wasn't that dramatic, but they won.
Yeah, Jets defense does well. They don't allow a touchdown. They do their usual thing, but the Packers took advantage of the Jets' mistakes and ended up winning.
Did you see the one where the punter, it was 4th and 18, and the coaches, this is a dumb part on the coaches, they say, whenever you think you could make it, take off.
Yeah.
4th and 18.
He took off.
In their own territory. Takes off, tries to get the first down.
Ironically enough, he almost got it. He was a yard short. I was like, whoa!
Yeah, almost gets it.
But he doesn't.
Packers capitalize. They get an early field goal. Who knew that that's all they would need?
Seriously.
But
I mean, Jets
just
dropped to 5-2. Packers moved to 5-3.
Right. Yeah. So good for them. The Jets will be back though. That was just a bad game for them.
It happens.
After
a bye, they'll rebound.
Because they play well when they play back to back and no byes. Yeah.
So the rest of the year they won't lose.
They won't lose.
Next game, we'll go over to London and tell you how Denver lost to the 49ers 24-16.
I'm sorry.
Whoa.
Sorry. Must have been because they played in
Again,
London.
I had my phone on the cash register. You're not supposed to, but such is life. You know, I'm checking the score. I'm like, okay, they're winning 7-3. And then I look, they're down 24. It was 16. How did this happen? But they have the ball. There's like 35 seconds left. I'm like, this is fine. They'll drive down. Kyle Orton's driving, and he throws a pick. They lose.
They lose.
Yeah, they don't have a running game at all.
No, they don't.
No Sean Moreno run for 40 yards. So Kyle Orton's throwing for 360, 400 yards, which is all well and good. But when the defense doesn't have to expect the run, you just sit back and wait. And they do, and they get interceptions, and they just capitalize. 2 turnovers. Frank Gore runs for 118 yards and a touchdown because not only does the Denver running game suck, but so too does their defense.
Yeah, that's true.
Something that used to be a stronghold in Denver
Right.
with guys like A.J. Wilson and Champ Bailey when he was 5 years younger. It was like, Lynch.
Marshawn Lynch. I mean, no.
Jason? No.
Oh, God, what's his name? Oh, God. We know. John. It's just John, right?
Yeah,
John Lynch.
Jason. John.
Jason. You were closer than me.
Marshawn
Lynch.
Wrong team. Yeah. They have really great D. They do not anymore at all. They have old cornerbacks who were good but aren't anymore, and no one else, basically. Big loss was when Doomerville, their defensive lineman went down like in preseason, tore his tricep, one of the seps, which when you tear that, you're done.
That's true.
He's out, so that kind of hurt them. But you shouldn't be giving up 21 points in the fourth quarter to the 49ers. Not Alex Smith, the other Smith.
Troy
Smith.
Out of Ohio State. Wow.
Yeah.
I can't even medal loss.
Brandon Lloyd, 169 yards and a touchdown for my fantasy team. So on a bright side,
nice.
Both teams are now 2-6. That takes care of that. We're done.
We picked the Broncos too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thought they'd win.
It's unfortunate.
I don't think we're going to pick them again this year.
Probably not. No.
Moving on, we had the Chargers beat the Titans 33-25. Rivers finally puts it in gear, and as you can see, I picked the Chargers.
Oh, so when you're right, you point it out.
Well, you're going to point it out when you're right, too. Yeah, I know. Rivers does his thing, 305, 2 touchdowns. Gates, 123 yards and a touchdown. Not really that impressive of a night for the Titans. Chris Johnson had like an amazing run where he just broke 9 or 10 tackles and scored, but that was about it. Chargers finally played well.
Yep, Titans took an early lead, and then Chargers came back and won. Yeah, they played well.
Chargers moved to 3-5. That much closer to getting you out of a cholesterol test.
Oh, thank God.
However,
I like the Titans though.
The season is young. Yeah,
that's true. Yeah.
Titans are 5-3 though. They're still okay. Raiders beat the Seahawks 33-3. Jason Campbell. Here he is. He's back. Laughing at the Redskins because he has a better record with the Raiders. McFadden runs for 111 yards. Hayward Bay, 105 yards receiving. Hasselbeck, Washington, they don't do anything on the Seahawks. Seahawks are terrible. Raiders win.
We both picked the Raiders as well. Yeah,
of course we did.
Yeah, right? The Raiders are playing out of their minds for the Raiders.
I know.
To be 4-4 right now.
They're 500.
Is that 3-1 at home?
Yeah.
The black hole.
That's it.
Can't win in the black hole. Not this year.
No. Would have been a lot worse 30 years back.
Yeah, definitely.
But it's kind of gotten smaller.
Kenny Stabler, anyone? Yeah.
28-18. Patriots beat the Vikings. Patriots moved to 6-1. Vikings moved to 2-5. We picked the Patriots.
We did. Yep.
Brady 240 and a touchdown. Green Ellis on my fantasy team, 112 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Thank God. That'll never happen again though. Sometimes Brady drops the ball and he picks it up and runs it in. It's weird. Favre, 259, no touchdowns. Peterson, 92 yards and a touchdown. The story here was when Brett Favre got his bell rung, and by that, he got hit like right below his chin, and the force of the tackle had the defensive guy's head move up and whack him in the chin, so he needed 10 stitches. But by the looks of things, it looked like he was paralyzed from the waist down.
It really did. It looked like he was like unconscious with his eyes open. Like it was so ridiculous. It's typical of Brett Favre because he's always overdramatic about everything. So I was not surprised that he was carried off the field because he hurt his chin, because we all know how much we need our chin to walk. And he has to be carted off the field as well because, once again, we know how much we need our chin in walking.
I happened to walk into the break room at work and saw him just sprawled on the sideline. I'm like, oh, he must have like broke his ankle or something. And then he's getting carted off.
He practically did.
Laying on the cart. Just a chin.
Well, when you hurt your chin, I mean,
I've had my chin elbowed,
affects.
and you could like see the bone. Thank you, Mike Joyce, if you're listening. But I walked off the court and got a towel and just.
How did you do it?
Pretty easy.
How did you
but
manage?
I'm not 40 years old, and I haven't started in 380 whatever consecutive games.
That's right.
And I'm not going to the Hall of Fame.
You've
and
hit a
I
point.
don't kind of retire every year. So
you've hit on a very good point. You know, I don't know if you noticed, but you did say that Brett Favre is very old.
Is he?
Yeah, he's old. He's very old, and he shouldn't be in the league. And as you can see, he's old with 3 exclamation points, capitals. So I love it. I don't know about you. I'm just loving it that this claimed last year of his
it's going very badly.
Terrible.
It's like the exact opposite of last year.
Exactly.
Granted, they only have Piercy Harvin. They don't have Sidney Rice. And they don't have Randy Moss.
What? He's been on the team for so long.
2 weeks, maybe 3. Brad Childress basically just
so
said,
long.
Have a good one.
Yeah.
There has to be something more to it. I mean, Sunday comes, they do the press conference. Randy Moss gets up and he's like, I was fined $25,000 for not talking to the media last week. So for the rest of the year, I'm just going to answer my own questions and not answer any of yours. I'll be up here, but it's like, all right, it's typical Randy Moss. Then he went off about how Bill Belichick was like one of the greatest coaches in the league and how he really misses the Patriots and he doesn't know when he'll be back to New England, but he's going to miss those guys. Salute. All right. Get him out. Forget it.
That's it.
Get him out of there.
I don't know if it's like I noticed that Moss didn't really agree with the coaching there.
Yeah, they weren't on the same page
They
at
really
all.
weren't.
But from what I've heard, he brings a different atmosphere to every locker room he's in. His teammates love him. I don't know what he says in the locker room, but he has to be doing something right. Because I have not heard a bad thing about Randy Moss as a teammate since the Vikings the first time.
Right, yeah.
So I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Apparently there was something on SportsCenter about him like telling somebody off at a restaurant the other night, which I didn't catch because when my father goes to bed, I have my volume at like dog levels, so I didn't hear it. But that bad where you get rid of a Hall of Fame wide receiver?
Yeah, I guess.
Considering it's not even like they're playing well. I could see if like Sidney Rice came back. Okay, we don't need you anymore.
True.
He's still not back. They don't have anyone else.
Yeah, I don't even know. And you have to ask yourself the question: should you sit Favre?
Should he sit himself?
Right. Like I don't know if you can sit him, considering he has streak and everything, but like. Really?
Should you keep a short leash on him?
A short leash, and eventually you're going to have to start thinking about the future.
Yeah.
He is not your future, obviously. No. He's gone after next year, or so he says. And even if he's not gone, do you really want him?
Yeah.
I mean, he's not the same guy as he was last year.
He's making bad decisions too.
Right.
And it's shocking that he'll just he'll be going down and he'll just throw it. Get rid of the ball.
Yeah, you have to see. You have to see if Tavares Jackson could play, because otherwise you need a quarterback. I really think the Vikings
was 1 for 1 in the game
and
with
a touchdown. Yeah, it was.
First play.
The pass did not look good.
No,
it was right there. He's just, and it's just like floating in the air. I'm like, oh God, it looks like an overthrow.
But thankfully,
to a wide
no
open
one
guy.
was around that side of the field, so the receiver is just like, nice.
But I mean, I just think you have to find out if this guy. I mean, all the bad things. Like, I don't like Favre right now or anything. But all that aside, you have to find out if Tavares Jackson could play. Or you have to figure out like what you're going to do for the future right now, because it's not going well.
And at this point, for the Vikings, at this point in the season, not having a very good record, this would be a good time to put a couple guys in that position and see what they'll do.
Right.
Because, I mean, I'm not saying give up on the season.
Right,
but
don't give up on the season.
If it doesn't change in the next couple weeks, you literally are done.
Yes, exactly.
And it's just, there's only so many weeks you could take before it's like, okay, we could start playing now, before it doesn't matter anymore.
Exactly.
I mean, they're waiting, I bet, on pins and needles for Sidney Rice to get back as soon as possible so they could at least get to some form of what they were last year.
Yeah.
But they may have run out of time.
They may have. I wouldn't say yet, but it's running low.
What they have going for them, though, is this year there's only about 3 good teams in the NFL.
That's true. That's true. They're in a weak division right now. Packers and Bears are leading it.
So they definitely have time, but if it gets down to it, what do? Do you get them out of there? Do you keep the streak alive, but like only have them play the first quarter? And I don't know. I can't see Brad Childress doing that, because Brad Childress' true colors have come out this season, and he's a jerk.
Yeah, it's true.
He's screwing people over left and right after games. Yeah, Brett blew the game for us.
Yeah.
Randy Moss, he's off the team.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know if Brett Favre really agrees with his coaching either. So like, there's turmoil there. There's a lot of stuff. I don't know.
Is Brad Childress going to get fired?
Maybe.
Is the management going to side with Hall of Famer Brett Favre, or I've never done anything, Brad Childress? They might get rid of him soon.
Right.
Who knows? And the way things are going, they lose next week. Look out.
Right.
All right, we got 3 games left. We're going to go to a quick PSA break, smiley face, because that's what we got to do here. If you guys want to give us a text, it's 570-212-9877. If you have any questions, comments, answers, complaints, whatever you got, text us, and we'll be happy to answer it to you on the show. We come back, we'll go over the last 3 picks. We'll give you our picks for next week, and we'll briefly talk about the NBA. You're listening to 99.5 WSR Scranton and watching us on the Royal Television Network. We're the John and Joe Sports Show, and we'll be right back.
What's up? This is my friend Rob from Michigan.
What's up?
He's a teenager.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Woo! Hey, you want to slow down there?
No.
Really? Oh, okay.
What are you doing?
We're shooting a viral video. Hold on, I want to see this. Hey, this is his last 5 minutes on Earth. A little something to Mom? Say something to Mom. How about, goodbye, Mom, sorry.
好，先生你好，歡迎光臨，等等先。誒，唔該晒。
Brandon. You believe this guy?
Are you trying to start a wildfire?
Sorry. Pastor Honey?
9 out of 10 wildfires are caused by humans.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Hey guys, this is my teenage friend Rachel. She's cool.
Hey. Hey, could you watch the road?
Hey, could you watch the road?
Okay. All right, well, if we die in a car crash, I want to donate my eyes to my neighbor Gary. He has a boat, and he sails all around the world. I would love to see that. I don't know if he actually needs eyes, but who would turn on a free pair of eyes, right? Who's that rich?
So, April.
Yeah?
You know your charger's still using energy when it's plugged into the wall, right?
Yeah, but that's not my charger. I don't even have a cell phone.
Millions of kids are using their energy wisely. What's your excuse?
What's up? This is my friend Rob from Michigan.
What's up?
He's a teenager.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Woo! Hey, you want to slow down there?
No.
Really? Okay.
What are you doing?
We're shooting a viral video. Hold on, I want to see this. Hey, this is his last 5 minutes on Earth. A little something to Mom? Say something to Mom. How about, goodbye, Mom, sorry.
And we're back on 99.5 WSR Scranton and the Royal Television Network. It's the John and Joe Sports Show.
Our listeners are really messed up right now. They have no
they
idea
can't see what we did.
Yeah.
I didn't know you were doing that. I had to catch you out of the corner of my eye. Anyway, we're pretty much done with our wrap-up for the games, except for 3. So let's get to it. We have the Cardinals losing to the Bucks, 38-35.
The Dunmore Bucks, as you can see.
The Bucks are 5-2.
I know.
3-0 at home.
How crazy
Fear
is that?
the ship.
Fear the ship. Fear the pirate. The buck.
Fear the beard. We forgot to mention too, Brian Wilson. Did you see his interview after the game when the Giants won?
No.
They just asked him something. He's like, "Oh, what do you mean?" He's like, "I want to rage." And then he looks into the camera and goes, "Right now." Oh my. Oh God. He's a whacked out individual.
Apparently.
Anyway, I can't wait to see him lose. See, there's closers that get like that, like K-Rod and all those people. Like after they're done, they're like, "Ah!" I love seeing them lose. Anyway, Freeman 278. This is just unbelievable.
I know.
That well, I didn't expect the Cardinals to win. I mean, they're terrible, but the Bucks are 5-2.
Yeah, that's
4
a shocking
turnovers
thing.
for the Cardinals. Talib's defensive heroics lift the Bucks. I don't know what happened with Talib, but good for you.
I don't either.
Or Talib.
Actually, it's Talib. You're right. I think it's like Hakeem Talib or something like that.
Like
it's funky.
Lafatotopu?
Yeah. Lofa Tutupu.
Yeah.
I think.
Teach his own. So yeah, Bucks moved 5-2. Cardinals 3-4. Bucks. Anyway, Saints beat the Steelers 20-10. Sunday night game, really ugly game. Big Ben 195, no touchdowns. Drew Brees 305, 2 touchdowns. Did you watch this game? It was very ugly.
Boring.
The score, 14 points by the Saints in the fourth quarter. Drew Brees leads them on a couple touchdowns, but I just thought it was ugly.
Yeah.
I mean, Brees, it says 305, 2 touchdowns. I didn't think he played that well, personally.
This is just, I don't know, it's just a disappointing game as a whole. I mean, these two teams, the Steelers really, looking as one of, I guess you could say one of the top teams this year, and you have the Saints, the defending Super Bowl champions. So, I mean, going into this, maybe toward the beginning of the season, you're just like, oh, well, this could turn out to be pretty good.
This will be nice.
No. It just shows what the NFL is like right now. This Saints team that lost to the Browns last week beats Steelers. Steelers pretty decent team.
Pretty good.
So and they lose. So I don't know. It just shows. Really just shows.
So Saints moved to 5-3, and the Steelers moved to 5-2. Respectable for the Steelers. I don't really like the Saints. I don't think they're playing that well, like
They're
last
not.
year. So
They're not. No.
maybe their record will show that soon enough. Colts Texans rematch of earlier this year. The Colts win 30-17. Peyton Manning 268, 2 touchdowns. Garcon 78 yards. Garcon, a new tight end, Tammy or whatever, Tammy.
Sure.
Tammy.
Sure.
For Dallas Clark, played well.
Right. Of course.
Colts just basically took control of this game and take back control of the AFC South.
Yep, that's right. Pretty much, that's what happened. They showed that they're still better than the Texans.
Texans just
what they needed
didn't
to
do anything.
No,
all game long.
Texans are just way too inconsistent. Picking up Schaub and Andre Johnson was not a smart move. Turns out, they're too inconsistent.
Would have been last year.
Yeah, it would have been great last year, but yeah, just not good. Not good this year. So I think I don't know. I'm done.
Well, I don't have service, so to the phone we go.
Yeah, that's what I thought. It's okay. Last time you did that, though, it worked. Doesn't look like it's working now, though. All right.
That's fine. I have NFL Mobile, so thank you, Droid, too, for that.
That's cool. That's cool.
Okay. No thanks. Stop asking me questions because I've never used this before. Oh, jeez. Oh, boy. Oh, my. Well, we can talk about the NBA while I look for...
All right, let's do that.
Lakers are 4-0.
Lakers are 4-0. Looking good. Their bench has been the most impressive thing for me. Looking at it, I mean, they're just looking really good, really good. I mean, definitely deeper than last year. So they're looking like the defending NBA champions right now, even though the early part of their schedule is not really against anybody who made the playoffs last year. But they're getting it.
Heat are starting to play well as well as a team.
Yes.
I mean, they destroyed, I think it was the Timberwolves last night or something along the lines of a Timberwolves team, which, whatever. But it's promising for the fans.
Yes. The Heat beat the Magic, so that was a big.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty big, so.
All right, so next week we have the Bucks against the Falcons. Wow, la-di-da.
I don't know. Well, I'd say I'm going to go with the Falcons at home.
Yeah. I'll go with the Falcons.
Yeah, me too. I will go with the Falcons.
Just because they're at home.
Yes.
Hoping that that'll make any difference, which it probably won't, but we can pretend.
Yeah. I think that eventually this Tampa Bay team has to show its true colors. They can't be good. They only beat like the Packers last year, and that was it. And I was very upset.
They're not great.
No,
I don't their record is
Freeman. Oh yeah, Freeman leading the way for them. Like that doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. They don't have a good running back. Blunt. He had a good game.
He punches people in the face.
Yes, exactly. So I mean,
why he's such a good runner?
I don't know.
All right, we're kind of back here. I'm trying to.
Wait a minute. What does that say about Moss?
The Titans claimed Randy Moss on waivers before Wednesday's deadline, and the receiver will report. Sources tell Adam Schefter, who is never wrong.
Randy Moss is going to the Titans.
How does that feel, second favorite team fan?
I don't like Randy Moss. That's a shame. I don't like when people I don't like go to teams that I do like.
It could help them.
It could help them.
It probably will. Vince Young was probably like, I love Randy Moss. I grew up watching him. Because Vince Young's like 23. 4-ish. Anyway, so that's breaking news on John Joe Sports Show.
There you go.
All right, we'll go this way. Bears and Bills.
You want to do it, don't you? You want to do it.
I want to. Yes, I do.
Are you going to?
No. Bears win.
Bills. Mark it down. The Bills take down the Chicago Bears. And one more time. It's going to happen. And then I'm going to look at that teleprompter next week and be like, why did I pick the Bills? Just like I did the Cowboys last week. But, yeah. The Bills, for now. The Bills.
Bears. Patriots, Browns. Patriots win. They're on a roll. The Browns are the Browns.
Exactly. The Patriots win.
Jets and Lions. Jets rebound against a subpar Lions team.
Yeah, the Jets rebound. They have to.
Cardinals, Vikings.
Oh, man.
I have to go with the Vikings. Even if we don't play Brett Favre, they could probably still win.
Yeah, I think the Vikings will win, definitely. The Cardinals, I don't like the Cardinals at all.
Panthers. Saints can't possibly lose to the Panthers.
They lost to the Browns.
They did. But this is the
all
Panthers.
right, the Saints. I've already done one big thing, so we'll go with the Saints. I'll be very upset with myself if they end up. It's like But yeah,
rats.
Sorry.
Dolphins, Ravens. Ravens win. They're 3-0 at home.
No,
the Dolphins are 4-0 away. Oh God. Ravens. Still.
I'll go with the Ravens as well. Definitely. I think the Dolphins are one of those teams that hang around. They could win, but I'll go with the Ravens here at home.
Chargers, Texans.
Two very inconsistent teams here.
Chargers on the road, 0-4. Texans.
Yeah, the Texans lost to the Colts. Considering their inconsistency, I'm going to go with the Texans. And Schaub and Andre Johnson go wild, and I get some points and a win next week.
No.
No?
No.
You sure?
Adam Scheffler's texted me.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah. Giants, Seahawks. Hate to say it, Giants win.
Giants win? Yeah, Giants win. The Giants are actually playing pretty well now.
I know, it's bad.
So, Giants win.
Chiefs and the Raiders. Sorry.
Who are you going to go with there?
I'm going to go with the Raiders.
Gotcha.
Because the Chiefs just barely won against the Bills in overtime, and the Raiders, for some reason, win at home. Black hole, Joe.
Black hole.
How can you go against the black hole? You've been banging on this table for weeks now. Black hole, black hole. You put your arm down our black hole here on the black table.
All right, I won't do it because our listeners won't know what I'm doing. But I'm going to go with the Raiders as well because there you go. They don't lose in the black hole. You laughed at me.
I did.
Laughed at me.
Well, it was funny at the time because the Raiders were terrible last year.
That's true.
Still kind of are. Kind of.
Pretty much, yep.
Colts, Eagles. Is Vic coming back this week?
I don't know.
Colts, regardless.
Yeah, Colts. Colts win.
I don't care if he's coming back or not.
Yeah,
Packers, Cowboys. Packers win.
Yeah,
Cowboys are terrible.
I know, but that's why they're gonna win.
They might. They probably will. Actually.
I really think that the Cowboys are going to beat the Packers, but I don't know if I quite want to pick them because it just seems dumb.
I think we just should not pick the Cowboys and just laugh every week because they're that bad that we've gotten to the point where hapless.
I'll go with my team. I'll go with the Packers. I'll stick by you this one time, and you better come through for me.
Steelers, Bengals. Steelers win.
Steelers win. The Bengals are terrible. Inconsistent.
Hate it. I want to pick the Bengals, but I'd be wrong.
You'd be wrong, yes.
Thankfully, Denver is on a bye week.
They won't lose this week.
Thank God. Maybe someone will knock some sense into them. Certainly won't be their coach because he's probably at the bar. So But let's see if there's anything else going on here besides Moss going to the Titans. That's basically it.
Could see if the women's volleyball team won, because they're in the Landmark Conference Championship.
Now?
If you want.
Today?
Yeah, they were, I think, at 1:30.
Probably won't be up yet. We'll try it anyway.
Hey, I don't know if it would be up, but you give it a check.
A whirl?
A whirl, yeah. So.
What has happened to this?
But if you don't have to worry about it. I guess I'll remind. We mentioned it earlier in the show, but the University of Scranton women's soccer team is playing tonight at 7 p.m. at Fitzpatrick Field. They're playing the semifinals of the Landmark Conference Championship. They've gone 6-0 in the Landmark Conference Championship. I mean, in Landmark Conference. Sorry, I'm getting obsessed with saying the entire thing all at once. So they're playing really well. So if you get a chance, go out and support. They're the 1 seed. They're playing Moravian, I think. So good luck to them.
Yeah, actually go and support a school athletic event.
Yeah.
Because I'll be honest with you, I have not been to one athletic game.
Yeah, I went to a basketball game.
I have not yet.
Yeah, that's
How was it?
It was all right.
Subpar?
There's no one there.
No, that's what I mean. No one goes to the games. It's a shame.
So yeah.
Of course, we're D3. I guess if we wanted to go to games, we would go to a school where you actually know that they have a team.
This is true. This is true.
Like football or something.
Right. Yeah, we don't have a football team. It'd be cool to have a football team.
We haven't had football teams in a while, but we're undefeated.
That's true.
Even if we did have a football team, though, I still don't think anyone would go. Because, again, it's D3 football in the Landmark Conference.
It's true. It's true.
I don't know. I'd be for it. I'm
all for it. Yeah. But I'm excited about the girls. I hope they don't disappoint. I'll be down there covering the game.
Who else is doing it? The women lost. The women's swim team.
Women's swim team lost for the first time. Yeah.
Match streak.
Yeah, I think it was the first time since 2008 that they lost. But this is a good. Widener's actually really good. So
yeah,
it's not like a bad thing.
Fine.
Yeah.
Who else is doing well? That's probably it.
I'd say, I think that's it. I know the men's swim team went down. They're pretty good, and to Widener as well. Other than that, that's about it. Basketball will be starting out pretty soon.
We'll have a preview in the Aquinas.
Yes.
For you all.
Mm-hmm. But definitely pick up an Aquinas. There'll be women's soccer. See how they did. See how they made out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll be there.
I'll be there.
So yeah, that's about gonna wrap it up for the John and Joe Sports Show. We'll be back next week. Maybe we'll bring a guest on. We have time now. Now that there's only like one major sport, we'll have time to actually talk about football in depth instead of just being like quick.
True.
I'll actually pay attention to the games next week and be able to give you like, remember this play? Instead of just being like, 4 touchdowns, 5. Baseball's over. And football will be what we focus on now, basically for the next, probably until the end of the semester.
Probably, yeah.
That's the sport.
Can't really talk NBA for too long. If anything major happens.
No, anything major happens, we'll let you know. But we'll be able to go in depth on football next week for all you football fanatics. So tune in next week, same time, same place, same frequency. We'll be back on air at 4 o'clock on WSR, and we'll be back on the Royal Television Channel 8 at 4:30-ish. Probably a little bit before that.
Right.
Give or take.
Yeah.
So we'll be back next week. Thanks for listening. I'm John.
I'm Joe.
We're the John and Joe Sports Show. Thanks for listening to us. You're listening to 99.5 WSR Scranton and watching us live via the Royal Television Network. Thanks for the 2 people that helped make this show possible. And hopefully there'll be more next week. If not, we'll make do and be classy. Because that's what we're all about. Class. All right.
I agree. That's good. All
See you next week.
Okay.